Am I on? Mr. Mayor, honorable councillors, thank you for allowing me a few minutes of your meeting to address the petition being put forth today. It's asking for a delay until January 1st to vote on the passing of the restructure of our rural zoning bylaws for the former Victoria County townships. Thank you to all those who attended our public meeting. It was really well attended in Cameron on Monday, September 11th. And in canvassing this petition to my neighbors and rural residents of every ward that's been represented in the signatures we gathered, I heard many stories, and on a common theme ran through those stories. People have not been receiving better service since amalgamation. Individuals are experiencing increasing difficulty working on their own properties, being represented, and having their needs met. I also noticed a lot of amendment requests on this agenda today, and I'm wondering if that may be due to the fact that people are seeing what's coming down and wanting to change it before it gets instituted. I really want to point out the importance of really thinking before we pass something that so many people want to already change. I see these growing concerns are symptomatic of a larger problem with the origination of the public-private partnership. During the recent pandemic, we've seen the damage that government overreach and bylaws can do. We need to take seriously any shifts in power and changes to the bylaws. Good bylaws keep people happy and protect our property and our resources. Bad ones can do the opposite. Bylaws affect our ways of life, our businesses, and even our health. I and many others want to meet with you to discuss next steps to be done to remedy the situation that we've now identified.
Hi, my name is Shelagh MacFarlane and I am from Guelph, Ontario. Angel asked me to present some information today that supports this petition, and I'm honored to stand beside her. I met Angel about 6 weeks ago after I saw her deputation that went viral globally. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. She told you that the public hadn't had an opportunity to be heard with respect to this rezoning restructuring. As she mentioned, when she took this petition door to door, she discovered nobody knew anything about it or where it came from. The same thing is happening in every town, and being well versed in municipal government, I came up here to help her understand the public-private partnership fraud that's happening in this very room and in every city hall. A public-private partnership is a legal creature that looks like government, but it's not. Chances are only Ron, the Chief Administrative Officer, and myself know that this room is actually a United Nations field office, and we are in international jurisdiction right now. And why the only thing you can talk about here is sustainable development and climate change. In this UN partnership, everything can be done by the two signatures of these men, the mayor and the CAO. COVID proved these two officers can not only call a local emergency anytime they want, but they can put a needle in your arm using only a bylaw, like a parking ticket. Yeah, you're right. So you better know who they work for. Just a bit about my background. In 2014, I ran for ward councillor in Kincardine to stop Ontario power generation from burying nuclear waste beside our Great Lakes. I discovered there was a public-private partnership agreement Larry Kramer committed Kincardine to in a secret mayor meeting. And I learned that public-private partnerships are UN creatures, here to bring us de facto global government in lieu of our rightful sovereign powers. Although I didn't win the election, I'm ahead of myself, I apologize, I just wrote this morning, I'm running on 3 hours Last year, I ran for mayor of Guelph to stop our global mayor, Cam Guthrie, from making international agreements with huge pharmaceutical companies to perform vaccine clinical trials on my family and my friends. Although I didn't win the election, I was able to put the last piece of this fraud together, which is in this information booklet. I appreciate the ability to finish my statement.
You can finish. You have the 5 minutes is up. I'll allow you to wrap up.
Thank you very much. It's very important information for you too, sir. Honestly, I am speaking to you and the councillors and trying to hear to help you. This booklet you will be receiving, you councillors and you, Doug. It will explain how these non-government city municipalities took over our city hall, convert our official status, they assume regulatory control, and they leave the locally elected officials holding nothing but incredible personal liability for everything they agree to sign. All these long city documents that look like government legislation are only written this way to defraud you of your lawful property rights. One, this bylaw rezoning thing says that the city has the authority to prevent Angel from severing off a small portion of her beautiful farm for her son to build a home on and start a family. This bylaw rezoning says that the city has the authority to terminate all food processing in this area except for marijuana. And this bylaw rezoning, if you read it, and I understand
I will get you to wrap
you
up.
read it, yeah.
Have you read it?
So I have a direction to the mayor and the councillors. There's concrete evidence that you're sitting in 3 different legal capacities: public, private, and international, and with no authority to sign for any of them. I highly recommend you seek independent legal advice. These petitioners and many, many more understood that they elected you to form the public office, and you will be asked to produce your oaths of office if you are sitting in here stating that you are holding public consent. If you have chosen to act in another capacity, they need to know that.
Thank you. Please
So
wrap
until
up.
your allegiance is proven, these people state that their public and private property are not included in Schedule A of this bylaw rezoning and therefore are not subject to this service agreement. And for no one is obligated to obey de facto possession of sovereign governing powers, nor participate in law. With all due respect in closing, sir, I only have 4 more lines. And again, this is for your benefit.
No?
Due to the gravity of this situation, a foreign coup d'etat, this requires your immediate attention, councillors and mayor. You are not authorized to move forward with any city motion until all of you have met with your constituents to their satisfaction.
Amen.
Please note, failure to answer is an answer. So if you refuse to meet with them, it will indicate that you have abdicated your elected duty to act as their public trustee.
Yeah.
And therefore you hold no representative authority or jurisdiction in this room. And if this is true, they will decide where they go from here. In truth and in the sincerity, I thank you for your time. Are there any questions?
We'll find out.
Thank you.
Are there any questions for the deputants? Seeing none, thank you for coming. Oh, Councillor.
Thank you.
To the deputants, I just have one question. It was on the petition, and like all petitions are important, but I just see 15 names here. Like, how many? My question is, how many are on the petition? I know the change that we're and this applies to every petition, no matter what topic it is. We just publish the first page, but maybe through this to the clerk, like whether right. I haven't looked online how many of that, so I just put. I'm just curious to know how many signed.
We got 203 names. We got names from every ward within 2 weeks.
Okay, that's what I wanted. No, thanks.
What is all you need to stop anything from moving forward?
Thank you.
How many are needed?
Any other questions for the deputy? I have a motion to receive the deputation.
And gentlemen, you can get your packages from Angel, or your ward
Your
constituents.
time has been up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's the only way to undo it.
I have a motion to receive the deputation.
We're giving you the answer.
Councilor Ashmore, Councilor Warren, all in favor? And that's done. Item